We welcome Kyle Busch, race winner of the Dollar General 200 fueled by AmeriGas, driver of the 54 Monster Toyota. Today's victory is Toyota's 75th NASCAR Nationwide Series victory. Of those 75 wins, Kyle has 41 of them. So, Kyle, just talk a little bit about that run out there today.
I can't say enough about Adam and his guys. You know, they gave me a great race car today, and everybody at Joe Gibbs Racing. I mean, we know how strong their stuff is each and every week, each and every year, and you know, it's just great to be back with working with Adam and working with these guys. And you know, it's a bummer deal to not be able to get a win at KBM last year, but you know, Joe putting me back in his operation and being back with you know, with the Joe Gibbs Racing side of things and Mark Conquest Engines. I mean, it's a phenomenal day for us to just get back here, get back to victory lane, feel the taste of it again. I was almost nervous, feeling like it was my first win, although it's, you know, I think win number 52 in the series. So, you know, just it's nice to be back. Nice to give Monster Energy their first taste of victory lane here in you know, in 2013.
Joining Kyle is crew chief Adam Stevens. Adam, talk a little bit about what your view was from the pit box today.
Well, it was an eventful day. Started off on the pole, obviously. I knew we had a good car in practice. Didn't sleep that well last night. We were faster than I probably ever have been compared to the field. And I think that's a testament to the hard work of everybody back at the shop and all the same people that Kyle's mentioned, and a testament to Kyle's talent. So we took advantage of it today. We had a little hiccup there on pit road. But we didn't let it get us down, and he plotted his way back up through the field. And then from there, it was just getting the pit strategy right and being there at the end. That's what we did.
Also joining Kyle and Adam is J.D. Gibbs, owner of the 54 Monster Toyota. J.D., obviously a big day for you guys.
Part owner.
Part owner. Part owner.
The part that matters.
The part that matters. The part that is represented here today.
That's
How about
just because
that?
the part that is here.
The part that is represented here today. This is Kyle's 52nd victory. Obviously a big win for you guys today. Tell us how you're feeling to be part of it.
It is. It's just exciting, you know, and the pressure is we have 4 cars, so we're expected to win every race. And we got neat drivers, but Kyle just did a great job, and Adam is a great leader. And so we're just really proud of our team and look forward to a great year.
All right, we'll take questions for all 3 gentlemen. Raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. We'll start here with Reed, then come down to Stan.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Kyle, were you just trying to make it interesting there with the pit road speeding penalty, or and when Brad stayed out and restarted, I think you restarted 5th with about 43 to go. Were you at all concerned at that point?
Yeah, I guess I'm knocking the rust off. I don't know. I mean, it's been a long off season, but you know, just having conversations with my guys on the Cup side earlier today in the hauler. You know, Dave was making some calls and making some adjustments to the cars and some things that we wanted to try, and he's like, I'm just knocking all the rust off. You know, I'm getting back in the realm of things, and I'm like, dude, I'm ready to go, man. I don't know what your problem is. And then here I show my butt, you know, a couple times. So you know, I'm glad we got all that worked out of the way. But the number 1 pit selection is now moved back to pit box number 2. And I was on the pole here last fall in the Cup race, and so I was kind of looking up there, my normal visuals, and trying to find my stall, and I didn't see it, so then I had to back up a stall and found it, and I looked down, and I'm speeding, so I was like, oh boy, we'll see how bad this is, but you know, it was all a cluster there for a little bit.
Okay, we'll take our next question from Stan, then go to Bob and Kenny.
Hi, Stan Creekmore with RPMtonight.com. It's kind of a similar question. For most of the race, this looked like a Sunday drive for you down some beach highway or something like that. Other than when you started 5th, were there any other moments throughout the race that kind of had you worried?
I missed your second part of your question. I'll get to that. But no, I mean, when we got back in traffic there, I knew, okay, I was asking Adam how many laps there were to go. There was plenty of time, 150 or something to go. So knew that there was the availability to get back up through there, but I didn't want to waste my time too much with messing with guys. So there were a couple times where I made some bold moves to just get by them, so I didn't get stuck behind them and lose my momentum that I had going and everything. So you try to use that when you can use that, and if it's a safe condition or a safe enough condition, I guess. But there with that restart, you know, with 40 whatever to go when I was 5th or on the bottom, I didn't have any concerns about getting by those guys initially, and then when we got going green, Brad was leading and somebody was second. Remember who it was? Trevor? Yeah, Trevor was second. And I was having a hard time. I could get to the back bumper of Trevor, but I couldn't keep my momentum going enough to get up alongside of him. So I had to really move around and try some different things to get by him, and it worked. So then I tried the same thing on Brad, and it worked. And then he got back to my inside, though, and we had to race a little bit. But, we prevailed in the end. And then the last couple of restarts, just smooth and steady, and hope that we could pull it off.
Okay, we'll take our next question in the back from Bob, then up to Kenny.
Bob Hocker, Sporting News. Obviously, you didn't win in the series last year, so what does winning mean for Sunday?
I think winning today means a lot for tomorrow. I think that, what Adam has done from yesterday to today and what some of the adjustments were today, that can really help out Dave and knowing what we can do for tomorrow that I liked. And, learning the tire and what the tire is going to do for tomorrow. I think there was a lot of different things that happened in this tire that we haven't seen in the past. So I felt a lot of different things with that. And, I got to get on the horn and call Dave up later and work on some of those tendencies and getting our cars to where they'll be a little bit better for tomorrow.
Okay, we'll take a question from Kenny, then come up front to Lee.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com. Kyle, you guys have radios that you can talk to your crew chief, and you have channels you can go to and talk to him and nobody else hears. So what's with the hand signals?
Just changing things up a little bit. I don't even think he knew what I meant.
But apparently he knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, there was two meanings, and he got one of them, but he didn't get the other one, so we'll keep that between us.
Okay, we'll take our next question right here from Lee, and then we'll go all the way to the back.
Lee Spencer, I have two questions. First of all, magnificent burnout. Want to know what your trick is to it, because I think the smoke is still clearing. For JD, what happened to the two engines last week? Have you had a full report yet, and what's the prognosis?
Well, thank you for your compliments there, but actually I was a bit rusty and really sucked at first.
I'm just glad you didn't tear up a motor.
Yeah.
Because, you don't have to pay for those now.
Yeah, I didn't have to pay for them before either. But it was a little rusty to start, and I just gave up on it and said, let me rethink this. So I went and got my checker flag and then started over. So all looked good in the end. Down through here? Yeah. All right. Cool. I'll keep working at it. We'll make it better yet.
We had for our cooling for the Nationwide cars, we overheated a couple of the motors there, and so they were able to finish.
Nationwide or
Cup or Nationwide? Cup. Yeah. I won't get into the details, but we had some stuff we had to adjust. Come on, lady. You got to remember you're asking a PE major. So everything's a flux capacitor.
We'll take our next question in the back. Go ahead.
Phoenix International's celebrating its 50 years of racing. What's your most memorable experience here at this track?
Well, I think one of your guys run around earlier this weekend asked me, I don't know, maybe it was you. My most memorable moment. When I first won here, that's a pretty good one. My rookie year, it was my second win, 2005. Running the Kellogg's car for Hendrick. I remember it was late in the game, and I had to pass Biffle. And once I got by him, I set sail to the checker flag and won that day. So that was a really cool one. My first win here, probably. But the second most memorable one would have been spring of 09 or 10. Can't remember which one, but I won the truck race, and then I led all the laps and won the Nationwide race, and then I led the most laps in the Cup race, and then Jeff Gordon ran over me to win the race on Sunday, and I finished second. So that'd probably be the second most memorable one.
All right. All right. We'll take one from Reed, then go down to Stan.
Cutting the dog leg work today. Will it work tomorrow?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, there's certain opportunities to do it. Some. It's risky because you risk tearing up your car a little bit, with side skirts and everything. But tomorrow we run a little bit softer springs, and the splitters are closer to the ground than these cars. So you want to be, I'm not going to say cautious because you can't be too cautious in doing it, but you want to reserve it if you can.
All right, we'll take our next question from Stan. Go ahead.
Okay. This is for the crew chief. I'm over here, sir. Way over here. Kyle talked about how he's going to spend time tonight talking with his crew chief for tomorrow. How much time will you put into talking to the crew chief for tomorrow, explaining what you all did today?
What a great question. Well, believe it or not, Dave and Chris and Steve, his 2 engineers, were behind the box today, listening, looking at our tires. I didn't talk to them until right after the race, but I've already spent a good solid 4 or 5 minutes with them. They have all of our notes. That's a lot. In crew chief time, that's a lot. They have all of our setup notes. They know everything we've done before we got here, what we were planning on doing, what we actually did, what worked and what didn't work already. So I'm sure I'll probably get a phone call from them. If not, I'll talk to Steve. Steve is one of my best friends from college. So that line of communication is open, bigger and better than it's been probably on any team you've ever seen. So I'll talk to them as much as they want to hear, and when they don't want to hear anymore, I'll stop talking.
Any final questions for the winning team? Okay, we'll take a final question from Bob in the back.
Kyle, is there anything that you miss about not running nationwide races?
Winning.
I guess I probably didn't wear that. I mean, is there anything that now that you're running them pretty much all again, is there anything that from the days that you didn't, from the weeks last year that you didn't run them, that you're like, I really wish I had that kind of time, or I wish I had like that ability to do that you don't have anymore because you're racing?
Well, the biggest thing I think I mentioned was just the tire. This is a different tire, so being able to get out there and race on it, I think that helps me out a lot in understanding what the cars do in the long run and what I was able to do to save some of the tire, as well as, you know, saving a little bit of fuel today and things like that, just kind of practicing those techniques for tomorrow. It just keeps you fresh. It just keeps you, you know, ready in case those scenarios do come up. So but like I said, I mean, the ultimate thing that you miss is being able to go to victory lane and celebrate with your guys. I mean, they work so hard and do a lot behind the scenes and behind the hours, a lot of hours. And it's just, you know, when you put it all together like that, there's a lot of different things that go into a race that you've got to have happen to win. We saw it today. We could have thrown it away, but, you know, we persevered there and come back through to the field to win.
And I want to get JD on about how important it is to have Kyle racing for you in this series, and do you think his winning on Saturday means anything for Sunday?
Well, I think the best part when I look at it for Kyle is like he still has his race team, and we get the benefit of him running for us. So you got best of both worlds the way I look at it. And I just, you know, he's just gifted behind the wheel, so we're excited about that. Cup, nationwide, truck, whatever he races, he's got a gift. And so we like that.
All right, gentlemen, congratulations.
What do you say?
You weren't as excited about that gift last year.
Yeah.
Not when it was racing against us. Yeah.
Although I never
we're all
beat him.
one big happy family.
I never beat him, so